Hi, I'm Jim Covington. Today is March 14, 2013. I'd like to welcome you to this week's issue of ISBA Statehouse Review. I have about 4 bills I'd like to talk to you about. The first one is House Bill 2992, introduced by Representative Josh Harms from Watseka. It gives either parent in a joint custody arrangement or a non-custodial parent in a traditional custody visitation arrangement the quote right of first refusal close quote if the custodial parent takes the child to a babysitter or another relative for more than 4 hours. It gives that other parent the right to say, hey, I'd like to have the child stay with me. It creates a lot of new text and procedures to do this, which may be very problematic, and it is mandatory for all judgments and settlements. That is scheduled for next Wednesday in House Judiciary Committee. The next bill is House Bill 169, introduced by Representative John Bradley from Marion. And this is amending the Transfer on Death Instrument Act, the TODI Act, and it's about 6 tweaks to the act to reassure the title companies on a couple things that we had problems implementing this act. For example, we use the term authorized representative in the act, but it's not defined, so this act defines it. There's about 4 or 5 little tweaks in there, and the written materials on the screen, it goes on to in more detail on that, but it's things like that if the current act requires strict compliance with signing, attestation, acknowledgement, and this goes in and just puts the word in substantial compliance so that a mere technical error doesn't mess up everything. That is scheduled for House Judiciary Committee next Wednesday. The next bill is House Bill 2404, introduced by Representative Barbara Flynn Curry, the House Majority Leader, which raises the definition of a delinquent minor from 17 to 18 for any felony. And I believe there's the exceptions for the crimes that are transferred automatically, or if it's a discretionary transfer to adult court. But a couple years ago, they had a bill that passed that raised the age for misdemeanors other than some violent crimes and sex crimes to from 17 to 18, and that would put both of them on the same field, that it's 18 where you're considered an adult for criminal court. That passed out of House Judiciary this week and is on the floor of the House of Representatives. The next bill I'd like to talk to you about is House Bill 2339, introduced by Representative Will Davis from Hazel Crest, and it amends the Illinois Anatomical Gift Act to make it more current and consistent with the most recent revised statute from the Uniform Law Commission, which originally drafted this. There was some concern by others, the Secretary of State and some of the interested stakeholders, that our act hadn't kept up with some of the revisions that had gone on all across the country for the donation of gifts under this act. That is scheduled for hearing in House Judiciary Committee next week. The final bill I'd like to talk to you about is Senate Bill 924, introduced by Senator Kwame Raoul from Chicago. This bill is a shell bill, which means there's nothing in it other than a technical change to the Vehicle Code Act. But this week, Secretary of State Jesse White had a press conference after his advisory committee on traffic safety met, and we believe that where maybe his revisions to the Vehicle Code Act, where they're going to delete any requirement for any administrative hearings before an impaired driver will be, or a driver who has driven impaired in the past will be put on the road, and replace that with the just a BAID requirement. There would be no administrative hearing. Nothing has happened yet, but that's what we think may happen, and that's where that bill may go, but we don't know for sure as of yet, and we will see you next week. Thank you.